Patrick Swayze's character. Yeah. Thor played, Patrick Swayze's character. Then they had some other Edomite was supposed to be Charlie Sheen's character. They were two brothers, and they got the other kids, and they were. But it was heavy in the movie. David said, "Look, man, we gonna use terrorist attacks on them, insurgency, right? It's showing you how they demonize these so-called terrorists, right? And say it's terrorists, they're insurgents, but pretty much they brought out that's how you fight against tyranny, right? By using terrorist attacks, insurgency against your enemies when they overwhelm you, right? But this is all this stuff is going to go down. I'm going to read the 7th verse, right? And everyone that shall be saved, see, when the time comes for you to get that chip, when they come pushing the chip and they say, hey, man, you got to take it or you're going to die. If you take that thing, you are not going to be saved. That's it, man. Guaranteed. Now, for all you guys in these other Israelite groups, other camps, I'm talking about Nate and Johanna and Bubble Eye, Blackfish, and House of David, and you dumb, stupid, I call you Afrocentric niggas. You guys are not going to be saved, man. You keep following your so-called leaders, these guys that you follow, like Polite and Nate and Johanna, and they telling you that the chip is garbage and we're nuts and we're madmen. That's okay. You keep on listening to them guys. You guys ain't going to be saved when that time comes.
I don't mind being called a nut.
That's right.
For the truth, all right?
Well, they call Yahweh Shai a nut. The Bible says, we are fools for Yahweh Shai's sake. A fool is somebody that's looked at as a person that's crazy, a nut job, or somebody that, like how y'all talk about us, a fool. Y'all call us, y'all look at us as being fools. Nate, you said it. You said we're nuts. So that means you looked at us as a fool. Now, we can look up the word, but we know what it means.
Isaiah walked around butt naked for 3 years. I'm pretty sure you would have called him a fool too.
Oh, hell yeah. You'd have said
a nut job.
Or Nate would have said that Nate was that guy's a nut. That guy that's walking around butt naked. What kind of guy does that? Right? 7. And everyone that shall be saved. Now you guys remember this. All you guys are with these other groups, because if you take that chip, you ain't gonna be saved, man. And shall be able to escape by his works, right? And by faith. I'm gonna read that again. Isaiah, 2 Ezra 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works. That means good or bad. See that? By works. That means the guys that's in the work, like us, like Elder Tahasa, that's pushing this thing, man, nonstop. We're gonna be judged, or we're gonna be saved by the works that we did. Elder Tahar just said it. Now, I'm gonna get to that part. And by faith, whereby ye have believed. You see what I'm saying? So number one, you gotta have faith. That's number one. The men that's gonna be saved, the elect, they are men that are gonna demonstrate faith. Right? They are men that's going to be doing the work. Going out speaking, man. In season and out of season. That means even if it's cold outside, them guys going to still go out and speak. If it's goddamn hot, heat wave type weather, they're going to still go out and speak. They're going to do shows and put videos up. And they're going to have faith. Because when the time comes to take the chip, and they say, well, look, if you don't take the chip, man, you're going to starve to death. You ain't going to be able to get no food for your family. Hey, faith, man. Faith. That's right. Now, I'm going to read one more verse, the 8th verse. Shall never believe, right? Shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, and in my land, and wherein my borders, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. That's talking about the elect. That's talking about the elect. So that means the only guys that's going to be saved is the elect. Meaning that when the time comes to take the chip, that's talking about the perils. The perils is the martial law, the detention camps that they're going to try to cut people into, the famine. Well, it's going to be a famine because they're going to shut off the cities, man. And food is going to be distributed out to only certain people that got that chip, or people that's the rations. They're going to be rationing them rations out to you on a very what's the word I'm looking for, man? On a very limited, yes, the water on a limited basis, man. And as they show you in these damn movies, man.
I'll just finish up the article because it pretty much says everything the brothers Elder Tar been saying, Elder Ricard, and it's right here, man. All right. It says prisoners will welcome this development since only chipped inmates will be eligible for parole, weekend release, or community sentences. So that's another way of pushing the chip. Now remember, the prophecy says it causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark. So these are one of the ways that he's going to cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive that mark, which is the chip.
Get that correct. That's talking about small nations and big nations. Yeah. Large nations and small.
Yeah, that was said by Nate.
But you know what cuts that? The 17th verse of Revelation 13.
God, where it says no man. All right? So that cuts you, Nate. And then it says nations.
That's why we call them guys zombies, because they don't read the next verse down or the next verse above, or they don't check words.
And then it says nations. Nations are made up of what, Nate? What, nations of sheep? As far as I know, isn't it a flock of sheep? Right? Nations of geese, isn't it a gaggle of geese? The nations of what? Nations of people. Dummy. Anyway, well, that's why you're into rap now. That's why you're trying to be the next P. Diddy. Yeah, you're into hip hop now, and that's the same shit Comfy was doing. All right, you ain't doing nothing different from what Comfy was doing. He was into that rap shit. All right, and where did that go? He had a group called the Byzantine Kings. Right, I ain't heard one single from them, man. All right, the Byzantine Kings, which means, by the way, Byzantine means backwards, so they were appropriately named. All right, the Byzantine kings, backward kings. Now you're the kings in the building. What's up? Yeah, all these kings, nobody ruling.
You zombies that are down with Nate, you better get out of that thing, man. You you're only going to receive a couple more warnings, man. And you guys that and this is. The Most High speaking through me. All right. In other words, when I go into the scriptures, we're warning you. All right. The scriptures. You read that Ezekiel 3:17.
Yeah, I mentioned it. Yep,
all right.
Yep,
you quoted it, man.
I quoted it. Yeah.
You being warned right now, but you niggas don't realize you being warned right now, man.
That's it.
You looking at Elder Tahar, but really the words that are coming out of my mouth is the words of the Most High. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right, brother.
You guys you zombies that are down with Nate, you better get out of that thing, man. You better examine yourself.
Yeah.
You zombies that are down with General Yohana, you better examine what you're doing, man.
That's it.
You people in the black unconsciousness community, you better think about what you're doing, man, because we are the ones that have the truth, all right?
That's right. Reading on, it says, but this will only cover a small segment of society. Other stigmatized groups will therefore have to be targeted, like those on welfare. For example, welfare recipients will need to be monitored to reduce fraud, enhance efficiency, and to ensure that the poor do not receive undeserved benefits. So that's their way of cutting down on fraud among the, the welfare recipient program, which they're having a big problem with fraud. So the way they eliminate it is by chipping them. All right? So that's an avenue for the chip. There's another avenue. Employers will then start to expect implants as a condition for getting a job. Now, isn't Nate he's always the proponent for you better get a job, get a job. So now they're going to make it where for you to get a job, you're going to have to get a chip. All right?
Notice they have
employers, and by the way, they're not even taking the applications anymore. If you want a job, you got to go online to fill an application. There you go. All right? So slowly but surely, they're cutting all the avenues, man. Employers will then start to expect implants as a condition for getting a job. The U.S. military will lead the way by requiring chips for all soldiers. You want to join the military? Yep, there you go.
GI means government issue. men and used soldiers are government property. Now, I mean, guys do it anyway in the military, and years ago, the guys in Vietnam, and even the guys now do it, they get tattoos and stuff. But they get the tattoos after they're already in, after they come out of basic training, and when they're deployed to wherever country they go to, like in Vietnam, guys in Vietnam, when they got over to the Nam, they were going over there. They was in the countryside, but they would go into town and they would get the tattoos of their unit or airborne.